Moving on, talking about society of good now. It came about very quickly. And you came on the scene, Brother Shades, with Raymond Johnson. What is society of good all about? Let the people know what society of good is all about.
Well, believe it or not, I was not actually the creator of the Society of Good. I'm its leader, but I was not its creator. Neither was my predecessor. He decided to take me in, teach me his ways, and then he got a bit greedy, so needless to say he kicked it out. The only thing that actually remains of him is the cane I carry with me to lead my society into battle. Every time. If it needs to knock a few sinners' heads, then by all means. But yes, in general, you keep hearing us say to witness the miracle. And you wonder what the miracle is. Well, the magician doesn't tell his secrets, and I don't wish to say and reveal all. Needless to say, that will come later. For now, all you need to know is that we're here to purify as many heathens, heretics, harlots, sinners, take your pick. We're here to get rid of a lot of them, and then move on simply to the next spot and keep going from there. We'll keep going as long as there are sinners in the world.
Fair enough. I mean, obviously, people have been calling, saying that you're a cult or a haven.
Most people would like to say it's a cult. Most people like to dismiss something they can't understand, obviously. I'm sure much has been said about a lot of people, to be honest. But, well, I suppose the proof was in pretty much here, this man here. We made him witness the miracle, and he's been better ever since, in my opinion.
I mean, it's like what's the highwayman?
Oh, no, calm down, calm.
And obviously,
we don't use that name around him.
You know, bad things did happen, and obviously,
it occurs to me that he shall not be named. It occurs to me that no one truly cared for him until the mask was off. No one truly said. They just let Tsunami, or whatever he calls himself.
I don't want him. He betrayed me.
Calm down,
You take your time.
It's okay. I have control. It occurs to me that no one did anything to punish him when he blatantly punished Randall. And it seems to me that we saw a way to take him in at his lowest, transform him, convert him, and make him tougher, vicious. Needless to say, it's getting him places. Much like Mr. Johnson here, who has been on a gracious streak, almost. And so you can see anything that happens for him through the will of the Society of Good, and anything that goes through Mr. Randall Axel here also goes through the goodwill of the Society of Good. So, much to be said. You join us, you truly get a miracle in some ways.
Oh, there you go. So people, now you know more about the Society of Good. I mean, I have had people ask me, what is Society of Good, and all things like that. And I'm very pleased that you've actually answered that question now for people to now know what the Society of Good. How do you feel when you walk out though and people boo you and don't like you?
As I've explained before, there are people who do not know about us. They fear the unknown. But let's face it, sometimes you've got to touch the stove to know it's hot, you've got to step in the water to know it's cold. In my view, that's exactly what you need to do with this society. You need to give them a chance to prove, not that we actually need to prove ourselves to the sheep in the crowd, but the point is that we do what we have to do. If you don't like it, tough. We're here to do what we are, we have to do what we are said to do. I'm doing what I was taught through the will of the society, and I am, as its leader, obligated to pass on the teachings.
Well, I'll tell you what, at Heatwave, I heard a couple of cheers for Society Good when they came out. I think there's some followers there. I think people are believing the message that Brother Shades has to say. It's a good message. I could, I'm not a religious person overall, but I feel that what he has to say, I listen to what he has to say.
We definitely heard a few sheeps bleating.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of that though, I mean, forward thinking, Society Good, do you have an achievement you want to get to? Is there a goal, or is it just a question of the way you are at the moment, you're happy with that?
Well, at the moment, I will not lie, at some point there will be a time when, I don't know, we will get a chance for the titles. In my view, grabbing the titles isn't for personal glory, more in my view to take temptation away from
Sinners.
what he said. It's basically to steer them away from temptation. We do our best to keep it. I mean, would you put essentially putting, I don't know, some form of candy in front of a diabetic person? You don't do that. We take the candy away and say, no, that's not good for you at all.
That makes sense to me.
Fair enough.
Perfect sense to me.
Moving on now, but with Society of Good, you see, do you have a right problem with the GPG?
Of course.
They're fake.
They're fake, they're false, they're human beings trying to claim they're more powerful than they are when, let's face it, they can bleed. Gods don't bleed, and they do, so...
We also know the administration have a problem with the GPG as
The
well.
GPG have a problem with the administration. We don't have a problem with the GPG. We feel like these gentlemen here, that they are just fakes and phonies and prostitutes.
But you put them in situations where they can't get out of. That's down to you.
Technically
I mean, at Heatwave, you did that. You stacked the odds of the deck against one person.
It could have been anyone. It could have been Buff Broadside, it could have been James Earls, it could have been Aidan Gallagher, it could have been Tsunami. It didn't have to be a member of the GPG that won that match. It could have been any one of those men. They were in the six-pack challenge.
And it would have been the same outcome.
Do you want to say okay?
The point is that, like I said before, these people claim themselves to be gods, and yet they can't overcome these odds. Surely. Surely people who claim themselves
Yes,
to
that's
be...
fair.
Ares, God of War. I deserve a title shot against him for the Internet Championship.
Only to steer away the temptation, of course.
That's it.
Feeding his ego. Everybody who has a hold of those titles. And I will say this, I know you probably won't like it, but even Matt West, there are egos that have been built up by those titles. We, as a society of good, are trained to fight against that said temptations. So I think it's only fair that if we get a title, whether it be the tag, the internet, the British counties, even the main championships itself, the BECW championship, it is only for the good of the people. And obviously they're not going to be happy about that. So
I tell you what, you leave it with me. I'm having a little, cogs a little tick in here, and I think I can come up with something in a couple of visiting times. Yeah, that's a tongue twister and a half, I tell you. I'll get something worked out here. I think I can work on something. I think it will benefit everyone around this table, even you, because the ratings will spike. Like they have been doing since I took over.
well, with the society at hand, they'll definitely, well, not that we actually need approval, of course, but we're just, like I said, we're here to do our own thing.
Would you invite a female into your Society of Good?
Well, of course, we do need to steer temptation away from Marcella and Bacardi. I did say we were after all the titles, and it's fairly obvious that we are not women.
No, well, I'm not stating that, I'm just stating, but would you allow a woman to be involved in the society?
There are many female followers in the society.
It's not just a male cult.
Oh, of course
it's
not.
male leadership
No.
and male followers. There is an actual.
Goodness no, there are plenty of female, there are plenty of ethnic people, there are plenty of just general,
Wow. So
there are plenty of followers. Not every follower wears a suit, but in a suit there could be a follower.
Sudden Impact, I've just got to ask you a few questions. How does it feel to be eliminated first out of the six-pack challenge?
How do you think it feels?
Horrible, I guess.
Of course, I was destined to become the youngest BCW champion, and it got taken away from me.
Alright, and Cyclone, you've just recently arrived on the scene. How are you going to make yourself be powerful to the other roster members?
I mean, you've been watching Visiting Time as your son. I'm going to be the next king of British wrestling. I'm going to go through Buff Broadside and anyone else who stands in my way. And then after that, Sudden Impact here. I'm going after the GPG and any other tag team in our way until we have the gold.
Alright, talking about the gods, how do you think you're going to get the tag titles?
Beating everyone up.
Right.
We'll go through everyone else.
Every tag team is going to get taken out.
Every tag team.
And one question.
Go on.
Tsunami, why did you do that to Highwayman? And we've noticed that Highwayman has just gone to the Society of
He was
Good.
holding me down. I've got a new tag partner, and as you can see, we're doing pretty good.
Alright, thank you for your time.
Moving on then, we have the King of British Wrestling tournament still taking place. We're going through the rounds at the moment. We're coming very close to quarter-final, semi-final stages of the tournament. And we have obviously this man here. You will be facing Bill Duffy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In my view, that's a good chance to convert someone.
So I'm going up against the Satanist. Or BECW.
Well, one thing I can honestly say is that most people ask what happens when I make someone witness the miracle. In general, I feel I have the ability to just make their true selves appear. And in my view, I think that I can't really do that with the Scorpion. I think it's obvious to say that it's in the darkest recesses of his own mind, last time I checked. So, for me to try that, well, be basically taking it out, bringing a towel to a dry person. You know?
Well, I say obviously it will be Bill
Like a
Duffy.
better term, of course.
The situation of Kieran Corrupt now with an injury, who will not be able to face him, so he has buyed him tournament.
We can buy the thing. I'd wish Kieran a safe and speedy recovery. Breaks my heart.
Well, that must dent your chances now, picking the king that you wanted.
Drake's still in there.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
I don't know, I'll be happy if one of my guys won the King of British. Whoever wins it will revert to.
Well, I say Drake Williams has got title locked still, and the winner of that will face Briccardi. So it's, 2 matches there. If Drake Williams gets through the first one, he's got Briccardi, which would be a tough one. But obviously, the other matches, of course, Buff Broadside has got Cyclone, another new face, obviously part of Sudden Impact.
Don't get me started on Cyclone or Tsunami. This man has had a history of both, and it's only fair that we sometime get them dealt with. Of course, this man needs to claim his vengeance.
And then you have Leo Shadows and Aidan Gallagher, who will face Aries. So, so there's still a few people. I mean, it could come down obviously to Raymond Johnson versus Aries in the final.
I can guarantee, even though Aries took me out in the first round, I can guarantee if I have the opportunity, he won't make it. But I digress. I don't necessarily need to do anything because I have faith in Mr. Johnson here.
Okay, well let's just talk hypothetically here though.
Of course.
Obviously, to beat Bill Duffy, you would then face either Buff Broadside or the Cyclone in a semi-final, really. So it's going to be quite a lot. You're going to face a very big man out of either one of them two to get through.
Well,
The bigger the man, the harder they fall, as they say.
of course. And let's not forget, this man has walked through the valley of the shadow of sinners and came out clean.
Wow. Well, there you go. I mean, I'm not disputing. You won't have a chance to win it. Good luck to you. I mean, wish you the best of luck in the tournament. But there are some very tough competitors still in the tournament, and it could fall down to Raymond Johnson versus your man, Drake Williams.
It could do. And I will wish both men the best of luck. So you're trying to create some sort of friction there. I have no problem with these three gentlemen.
I'm not stating you have a problem with anybody, I'm just stating a point. It could come down to your man.
And the better man will win.
But with you standing in his corner as well.
I will be at ringside and I will openly accept.
With Destiny,
Yeah, I will.
with Kieran Corrupt, with
yeah.
Matt West.
We'll be there to support our guys, and if it comes down to Raymond versus Drake, I will allow these gentlemen at ringside as well. And you know what happened? Whoever wins, wins, and I will basically get in the ring, and I'm sure Borochet's there, and in the ring we'll shake hands.
Well, we've been, so far here, we have been decent, we have been kind, and like I said, we are not without manners. So I think it's only fair that should it come down to your man versus my man, whoever wins, wins, and we can easily go into the ring, shake hands like gentlemen, and obviously leave it at that.
Well, that concludes our time here today, and thank you very much, Society of Good.
It's our pleasure.
Gary Stevens for being with us today. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, Visiting Time is back next week at the usual time on the YouTube channels, so you'll be able to see us again and go through everything what happened. The King of British Wrestling tournament continues, where you will see Raymond Johnson in action as well in that tournament, and Society of Good will no doubt be on Vitata next week as well as maybe yourself will be appearing.
If I'm medically fit to return, yes. I'm still quite injured from the spear.
You got a whack in the stomach.
I got a whack in the stomach. Okay, you go in the ring against
You got a whack in the stomach, that's basically what you got, everybody. He took a spear.
Yeah.
We
He
both
took a
been
spear.
victims of
I
it.
might ban that move actually.
But it knocked him out, and then a fan tried to revive him. That's how it happened, really. So,
Yeah.
well, that's me, son. I'm Ben Lawrence. Goodbye, everybody. See you again.
Dennis Walkins here, and we are guests tonight, members of the administration, Drake Williams and Kieran Corrupt.
Yeah?
Right, we've got.
Heard you want to interview us.
Yeah. Okay. First question: why did you guys go and get yourself DQ?
Alright, listen. You start with shutting your mouth. Alright? Be silent. Okay? Shut up. Why we got ourselves DQ? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Because we're better than them. We didn't need to get a pin. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time to become the new tag team champions. And when that happens, and trust me when I say this, shut your mouth. When I say this, Matt West will still hold the BECW championship, and then we will bring home the tag team championships.
Alright, talk about the tag team championship. How are you going to go after it again?
See, the thing is about BECW, there's one common word that they call conspiracy, but we being the administration, we mean it when we say it. There is a conspiracy, but we're going to work our way around it. You see, they know he's a hothead. They know he's going to get us disqualified, but that's not a problem. There's a reason why we're the administration, because we work through it. And like you said, there's going to be many opportunities to come, because you see, administration, we ain't going nowhere. And the sooner that people realize that, the better.
And one more question: if you guys fail to capture the tag team championships, would you go after single titles?
What? Fail? Firstly, we won't fail. Did we fail out there? We might have got DQ'd. Did we get close and listen?
I'm pretty sure you got DQ'd,
Right? Yeah, we got DQ'd, so what? Our choice. Our choice to get DQ'd. We'll go for some singles as well.
Why not, eh?
Maybe
Why?
I'll get my internet championship back. And he'll get the counties. No more have all of them. Maybe we'll get a girl and we'll win the fixers.
How about that? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
You like women?
You'll be our little girl. See you later. See you later.
Say no more.